So Deception, if you guys did not know, is the new set coming in the near future. And Veen, who is in charge of like the overall like game design and like balance, like he just dropped some knowledge on it right here. Some hints, some overall set hints. Major players within different parallels teaming up with each other. So we're gonna have like some crossover. So maybe you'll see like, for example, like maybe Lemieux is gonna be in Earthen. There's gonna be a Lemieux card in Earthen or something. That's my take. That's what I'm understanding from it, and that's kind of cool. I like that. I don't think that means like multicolored, but I think it just means like crossover from like lore aspect, maybe, you know. Stealth is a new keyword. This is a big one right here. Until the unit attacks, it cannot be attacked or targeted by your enemy. We've seen that before in other card games. Hearthstone comes to mind as one of them as well. I'm pretty sure Magic the Gathering has that too. Yeah, this could be a dangerous keyword. It is kind of dangerous from like a design perspective as well. You have to be really careful with the cards that exist out there. But stealth should be powerful, and yeah, should make it a little harder for control decks to deal with certain things. Of course, you need like AoE to deal with those cards at first, and yeah. Lemieux will be returning with his elite unit of irregulars. Irregulars are 4 separate tokens. Seems like you can choose like which one you want to play in with certain cards or something, or maybe you get them randomly. We don't know. These are just hints. These are just, I wouldn't even call them like hints. I would just say like, I guess like spoilers, a little bit of spoilers. Relentless is a new keyword, which is this unit may attack an additional time. I mean, we have an upgrade in the game right now. The upgrade that just got changed recently that allows the upgraded unit to attack twice. I mean, attacking an additional time is a strong thing, depending on the class that it's with, depending on like what kind of buff cards are out there. Could be very strong. Next is withdraw cards can be played from the bank. That's all we know on it right now. But that does seem cool. The question is, are the withdraw cards going to always be cards that you want to bank? Do they only do stuff from the bank? They probably don't always like only do stuff from the bank, but will you really ever want to play these cards from your hand? I don't know. But interesting. More interaction with the bank is pretty cool. As we saw with like the charge mechanic, even though the charge mechanic takes a very long time with the animations, but hopefully this animation won't take that long. That's the only concern. Markolians are buffing cards before they're played. Ooh. I don't even think I read that. I mean, that's big with like stealth stuff, depending on what kind of stealth options are out there. And with these additional attacks here. Yeah, I mean, kind of reminiscent of I keep referencing Hearthstone. I mean, I played it for a while, but yeah, like hand buff paladin vibes, I guess. Where you like just buff cards in your hand and then you play them and they're really strong. So interesting, very interesting. Markolian is obviously an aggressive kind of class, so could be big. Could also be big if you like buff vehicles with like ADHQ. Cathari Gene Stealers have perfected the ability to siphon strength from enemies and imbue it in their own. We like Cathari. I think we like Cathari getting a different kind of identity. I mean, they have like a card like Synchronicity already, which kind of like steals something from your opponent. And like usually Shroud is the class that is known for like taking things from your opponent and using them against them. But Cathari maybe getting some more support to maybe be like a little more mid-rangey would be cool instead of just like an all-in kind of deck. So maybe that's the kind of direction that they're going with it. I don't know. Augencore are evolving their creations to become more complex. I thought Augencore was already a bit complex. I don't know how they're going to get more complex. I mean, Arik, honestly, playing Arik feels like you're playing like 5D chess pretty much. So, interested to see what happens there. There is a legendary effect that costs 1. Scary. Could be anything, bro. Could be anything. Could be a 1 cost effect that says win the game. I don't know. I don't know, bro. It could be anything. There's a unit that costs 15. So I'm assuming that the unit will be reduced when you play certain things. So I mean, we don't know what class it's gonna be in. It could be a neutral as well. Could be anything. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think below. I'll probably make this into a YouTube video, so let me know in the comments. And be sure to hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell for notifications because you never know. You know what I'm saying? 80% of you are not subscribed and you watch the videos. Blah blah blah. All right, gotta do the typical spiel. All right. The creator of Vox Tech will appear on a card. I'm pretty sure Vox Tech is like the zero cost upgrade for Augen Core. I don't know what it is in the lore really, but there you go. For all you lore fans out there, that's for you. There's a mass removal effect that costs 4. Okay. We have been kind of lacking like the cheaper removal cards. Cheaper AoE removal. So that's nice to hear. We figured that they were going to do something like that. Earthen card that can repeatedly remove all copies of a card from your enemy's deck. Oh shit. A lot of Hearthstone vibes, I'm not going to lie, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, I did play Hearthstone for 9.5 years, and the game used to be good. You could remove all copies of multiple cards from your enemy's deck. I don't understand that exactly. It does it more than once? Okay, sheesh. I mean, it's a control class. Yeah, control tools like that are really important, and yeah, you still have to know like how to use it. Like, it's not like I drew this card, I remove all these cards, and now I insta win. It's probably going to be situational on what you want to remove. Depends on the matchup. Depends on the way the game is going. Stuff like that. Exciting. There's going to be a 4 energy cost 11/11 unit. What's the Hearthstone meme? 4 cost 7/7. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There must be some kind of downside to it. I have no clue. Maybe it takes like double damage or something. Maybe if it gets like hit one time it dies or something. I have no clue. I actually released the fine print at Worlds, so I will release it here. Wait, what? Are we getting a release right here? I think Veen said if like everybody subscribes or something, then we get it. Or I don't know. Gets -1/-1 for each universal card in your starting deck. Oh shit. It's an 11/11 4-cost card that gets -1/-1 for each universal card in your starting deck. So we've seen cards that interact with when you only have universal cards in your deck, but now we're seeing the opposite. But this card is a universal card, right? Oh, so it counts itself. So if you run 3 of them, then they're actually only they're only 8/8s. 4 mana 8/8 though is still pretty big. Question is, how many are you gonna run in the deck? Do you run all 3 if you're running no more universal cards, or do you only run like 2? Or I don't know. Unit that prevents players from playing their paragons. Okay, interesting. I mean, we already have like Miasmancer, Miasmancer, whatever you want to call it, that kind of does that in a sense, but this one they just straight up can't play the paragons. I wonder what the stat line's going to be on that. Yeah, kind of interesting. There are some very powerful paragon effects when they're played on the board, like Scipius and Neve and stuff like that. Kathy, even like a lot of times, like if Kathy goes first, like they play out their whole hand and then they're like playing Kathy on 4. So depending on how much this card costs, like if you can actually get it on the board when they're like trying to drop their Kathy on turn 4, could be interesting. All right, next one is Muster. Fill your hand with PS8 launchers. Okay, that's a little crazy. I don't really have anything else to say about that. I don't know. Depends on the meta. And it's some things in like card games, like even like balance patches especially, like when you read something, it could seem like it's good or bad, but usually like different when you actually play with the card. Like some things you actually just have to play with to know how it's gonna be. So that's interesting. We'll have to see how it is when we actually play with it, though. The last thing is damage other than decay doesn't affect this. So maybe it has like minimal, very minimal health or something. And it's like pretty powerful, but it will like most likely die in the next couple turns. I don't know. Could be dangerous if they have like heal for it or something. That's all the things right here. Yeah, a lot of unique little hints here. Leaks into the next expansion. We'd like to see the like the designers, the balance team, like take a bit of a like a risk, like to take risks essentially. Because that's how we get like the coolest kind of stuff in these games is when they take risks and they create like unique kind of things, or like just add keywords to the game, just like add new kind of effects. Like instead of like playing with the same stuff over and over and just like playing around with like numbers, we're getting like whole new kind of effects and like text on these cards. Let me know what you think, guys. What are you most excited about from all these things right here? There's a lot. It's hard to pick one. Yeah, shout out Veen for those hints, dropping those hints on Twitter. Let's go. If you haven't followed him already, give the man a follow. He gifted 5 subs into the channel, so he knows what's up.